Did anyone else get a chuckle when Luffy felt like he pulled a Saitama because he's hearing all this shit like, Mama will kill ya and all this crazy shit, she's one of the Yonkos, and he's just like, okay. I was like, yo, that totally gave me them Saitama vibes, and I love that shit. So yet again, another one of those One Piece chapters with a lot of very good setup this year of Sanji has just been delivering chapter after chapter, everything about his past and everything, the slow revelations and shit like that, like, Oda, keep it up, bro. So we find out about the name of the organization. It's pretty much a big network of assassins, the Double Six, and the Vinsmoke is on top. So we might actually be fighting a lot of assassins along the way throughout this, because it's not just the Vinsmoke family, it's a big network of different people. So I can imagine we're gonna slowly possibly have to fight our way through and like have different assassins. And I can imagine this in like the next Muso game is gonna be like fucking One Piece Muso Vinsmoke fight or some shit like that, because there's probably gonna be a fuckload of assassins. And regarding finding out one of the things that Mama does to people that fucking pisses her off, sending ahead of their beloved ones, the three options were one of the Straw Hats, somebody from the East Blue restaurant, or somebody from his homeland. Now going down that list, let's be real here, it ain't gonna be the Straw Hats. It just ain't. It's not gonna be one of them. Like they're plot protected for fucking the remainder of the series up until the end, and maybe one or two might die, but they're pretty much plot protected from that. So then that leaves the East Blue restaurant and his home kingdom. To be honest with you, I just don't see it being the East Blue restaurant. I mean, I guess it could be head owner Zeph, or I think that was Zeph. Yeah, I think it was Zeph. But I'm leaning more towards it being, because right now we're currently dealing with that stuff, somebody from his homeland. It could either be maybe an ex-girlfriend or a family member, maybe his own mom, something along the lines of that, and that's why he's gonna oblige to all this, because he doesn't want them to die. So I'm definitely leaning towards it being a family member that would be in that box, and that's probably what was whispered into his ear as well. It's like so and so whatever, and that's why he was like, oh shit, how do you know that? Because they know everything. So that's probably what I'm leaning towards. And then we also find out that if he does marry, because of the whole bloodline thing, they like to have everybody a part of the bloodline or whatever, it'll only be Sanji that goes with them. It won't be the entire Straw Hats, because of the structure of Mama's crew. It's different than any other crew or whatever. So we got that revelation, which kind of makes things a little bit more interesting, because let's be real here, we know damn well the Straw Hats aren't going to serve on the Big Mom, but it could potentially be that Sanji leaves the crew. That's more likely, even though I even doubt that as well. Like, that's a high probability that it's not going to happen, but it leaves it a little bit more interesting and more exciting. Like, yo, could Sanji very well not be a part of the Straw Hats anymore, or something happens where he got to leave, you know, permanently or whatever? Like, that makes things a little bit more interesting, because again, we know damn well that it's not going to be all the Straw Hats being dragged under, but it could be that Sanji leaves, and that would be fucking insane as fuck. And then the big setup with Luffy saying, I'm going to go alone. There's a couple of problematic issues with that, because if Luffy goes alone, first of all, it's going to leave the crew behind, and based on what Law said, you know, and Zoro as well, Kaido's probably on his fucking way, or he's going to be looking for them very soon, and he's going to go to Zoro to find them. So if Luffy leaves, he's going to be leaving his crew in jeopardy, and Law's crew in jeopardy. And you got to think about it for a second, like, Law, Luffy, fucking a bunch of people went at Doflamingo to try and take him down, and they barely fucking defeated him. Do you think without Luffy, Law and the other Straw Hats can take out Kaido and his crew? No fucking way. They all need to be together to try and manage a win, which still seems fucking impossible as fuck. I mean, alone Captain Jack will probably fuck that shit up, but then imagine like not having Luffy. So right there, I'm kind of wondering, will there truly be a separation? And if there is a separation, I can honestly imagine, based on what Oda has done with the New World kind of being somewhat of reminiscent of how the old arcs were, the structure and stuff like that, like it'll be a while before Luffy returns to them. But if it does happen, it'll probably be Luffy on his own, and it'll escalate and escalate. And I think the difference, if it does go that way, will be that at some given point, the Straw Hats are going to be at like one of those big battles. It's not going to be like before where Luffy was completely alone. I think we will have the Straw Hats, or if it's not the Straw Hats, I can see the Dressrosa fighters eventually coming to back him up. So if that does go that way, but the problem is, again, how is he going to leave them when Kaido is on his way? They're in a real fucked up situation right now. And I ain't gonna lie, it does make things more interesting as well. Like if it's just Luffy on his own and he has to venture out and shit like that, it gives you those old vibes of like when he was going through Impel Down and Marineford and shit like that. Just hearing that gets me fucking excited, because it's kind of like a Rescue Ace arc all over again with Rescue Sanji, and it's Luffy on his own, and like, Oda, you kill Sanji, that's gonna be insane. I don't think he'll do it because of like the powers that be will not let it happen, but you never fucking know, and Oda don't give a fuck. He does what he does. And you notice that Zoro continues. This is like the second time now that he's telling Luffy, leave Sanji alone. Just let him be. Let the idiot be. I think that could be some foreshadowing of something. Maybe when Luffy shows up, Sanji might look at him and say, yo, I left. I told you. Like, I don't even know why you're here. It could potentially go down that way. And I wonder how Luffy would react to that situation. Him busting in, fucking beating up people left and right, only for Sanji to say, yo, I said leave me alone. Now, granted, Sanji wouldn't do that as like an asshole or hateful thing. It'll be more so like, I don't want my Nakama and my fucking bullshit of my family and shit like that. Get the fuck up out of here. He'll be like playing the asshole, so to speak, to protect Luffy. But it would just be interesting to see that. And like, again, it's getting me so hyped that it might be a fucking Rescue Ace thing. I don't care if people like, oh, it's a copy. The formula is same, but like, you know, Oda's gonna switch things up and it's gonna be insane. And regardless of what, it's gonna be epic as fuck. And the more and more I'm looking at things, the more and more I'm getting that there will be something that happens on Zou, because again, all the threats are off Zou, but if Kaido and his people shows up, bam, we're gonna be on Zou. But also then the setup with the minks, because I said this quite a few reviews ago, that if they find out about Momonosuke, that they might flip on them. But now with Kinemon and Kanjuro showing up, and Robin and them sleeping, oh man, if they have the minks on their fucking wrong side, it's gonna be hell. Because the minks, we've seen that they fucking, if they would have banded all together and fought at once, they could have taken out Captain Jack. They could have. If Neko Mamamushi and the old dog motherfucker would have worked together, they could have taken out Captain Jack. So imagine if they get pissed off, the Straw Hats are gonna have one hell of a fucking fight. Things is getting really exciting. I can't wait. Honestly, very good setup chapter yet again of One Piece, yet again. That monkey about to blow shit out of the water right now, and I'm really looking forward. I mean, I can see at some given point the minks realizing, okay, it's a misunderstanding, but for right now, we're leading towards a huge misunderstanding that is gonna make things even worse. So imagine if the minks start to fight the Straw Hats, right? And, you know, we gotta deal with that for a bit. And in the midst of all that, then Kaido shows up. Oh my gosh. Like, I really think, though, when Kaido shows up, the only thing that can save Luffy and them, because again, like I said, if Luffy, Law, all these motherfuckers try to take out Dawn, and it took Gear 4th his last breath to take him out, there's no way they're gonna be able to take out Kaido. Enter Shanks. Like, oh my gosh, I think that would be perfect, because Straw Hats, and they're one Straw Hat less as well. They don't have Sanji, one of the big three. Like, yo, let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think indeed that is going to be like a Luffy on his own mission from here on out, or do you think the minks are gonna flip? We're gonna have to fight them, and then Kaido's gonna show up? And if they do fight Kaido, do you think that they have the military strength, so to speak, to take him out, or they're gonna need something else? Do you possibly see Shanks coming in? I mean, I know Shanks isn't like Luffy's babysitter and he wants him to do everything, but like, that's one of Shanks' rivals anyway, and he fucking loves the shit out of Luffy, so that might be his perfect excuse to go fuck Kaido's shit up. And your bro thoughts of this chapter, very good, man, very good. I don't give a fuck, it's very good. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook if you want, so you can get more of me when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.